This one you'll get to from memory. Hopefully I won't fuck it up. We'll see. It's not like I meant to do this. It's not like we both didn't see this coming. You with your sharp-edged teeth and me with my soft skin. It's not like I run through the playbook one by one. It's not like our sheets held together once again. It's not like we were missing much. I remember the conversations I had on rooftops in Baltimore that night when you called me sick and hungry. I remember the call I made, those conversations while I was high and hadn't slept for 40 hours. I was still walking around dazed and I hadn't seen you in 5 years. But you called me up. You had the story that you needed to tell me. It wasn't like I wasn't into it. It was just that moment of listening to you hurt more than anything I could have ever told. It crushed my bones, it made my ribs bleed outward, it had my heart stuck to where I couldn't breathe. Hearing your voice was like that. And it was nothing personal. Well, not too personal. It was those heavy breaths that I might have missed. It was the years that had gone by. It was too much for us to handle at that point. And I was in no condition to say hi. Instead, I just let you talk, trying to keep myself calm from falling off of this rooftop. I was climbing to the edge of it, not sure whether to jump or to fold. I had hooks on my back. I was hanging off of roofs near God's invisible grasp. I was there, and I could have cashed in all my chips and gone home. I didn't know what to do then. There was no street sign to tell me this way or that way. I was just forging my own path. There was bottles, there was talk, there was love, and then there was you. You who stunted my growth, you who were the reason of my being, you who were trying to be my friend when I couldn't find you. This mother of mine that supposedly gave birth to, I had no idea who you are. I still have no idea who you are. This woman that birthed me, that I do not look like anything like. I came from somewhere else. I came from dictionaries. Say I came from someone's imagination. I sometimes don't even think I exist on a daily basis. I stare at the mirror to figure out if I can touch my skin. Does that make me real? Seeing you, does that make me real? Knowing my DNA structure, does that make me real? I don't know. I haven't existed on this plane long enough to find my footing. I'm forging my own path, going along with it as fast and as slow as I possibly can, catching those lifts because I never knew that kind of love. So I made my own definitions and went with it. I carried all the dictionaries, all these missing parts, all those rib cages that were forced into me. I carried them all inside and forged my own path. Started slowly, walked on railroad tracks, took the pebbles and skipped them off of them, realizing that there was no water to skip off of. It was just dirt and grime and pieces of missing parts that I had no attainable knowledge of. No one told me, no one gave me the playbook. I simply went. So when you called to say, "Daughter, hello, this is your mother," I couldn't speak. My mother has been every woman I've ever met. My mother has been the cafes I've been to, the bartenders. My mother has been friends sitting around couches. My mother has been in books. Flannery O'Connor has been my mother. Shakespeare has been my mother. My friends have been my mother. So that crevice to which you feel short of no longer exists. For me, I will always love you. because this was the vessel I came from. But to us, to you and me, so this will be my last piece. Actually, I want some audience participation.
All right.
Out of this. Yeah, bitches, you guys are gonna work. That's right. So you can just hang out and listen to my words, and I'm not gonna make you. Nah, fuck that, man. Screw that. So one of my ex-girlfriends. Yeah. All right. One of my ex-girlfriends asked me, like, you know, if you had to write about yourself, like really write about yourself, what would happen with that? Like if you just, you know, went outside and just kind of took it from that aspect. And I was like, huh, well, I thought that's what I've been doing. But apparently, actually no, what I've been doing is just been experiencing life. No one pays attention to the odd-looking girl, so they can be who they are. People are, I am the best pupil. I know so much about people right when they walk in the door. I know a good deal about me. Because it's been my studies. I have been making people uncomfortable since 1984, and I'm damn good at my fucking job. I'm really good at it. I can't help it. It's my mere existence is an inconvenience. I have the audacity of being alive. I fuck with people on a daily basis simply by being. It's the best job in the world. It's shitty paid, but God, the returns. I'm guessing at some point I gotta cash in, right? At some point it's gotta happen. So. No one pays attention, really, and you know, if I'm gonna have to deal with stupid people, I might as well have a good time at it, right? I mean, it's a given fact. You can't like have me be like, I'm still like really human. I still really like fucking with people, and I'm still, oddly enough, I'm quite vain. Oddly enough, I will spin in the mirror and just be like, you know, trying to move my hair. I don't know which side is my good side, so I try to make them both acceptable. It hardly ever happens, because cameras and I don't get along. But I can be on stage and not flinch. Cameras always confuse me, because like the bright light always confuse me. Anyway, this is the piece I kind of came up with, and I was also kind of trying to make it a little bit dirty, just because I'm a dirty old man. So,
all right,
yeah, what's up? So hopefully you will be hot and bothered after this. That's my hope. Ladies, you can see me after the show. What up? No, all right. Hey, all right. The wall of her body are mapped in houses painted over the same off-white color, without dismembering the veins on walls to those that are like jugular prints spread out in various chaotic spasms. Like blood just turned to absorb every shade she is. The lane bottles half broken, pouring out and cementing itself with many whispers and conversations she had on nights that never seemed to move. She felt the traffic noise as she heard it. She could hear what red sounded like. She experienced her food and sex. She played sex when running her finger over the sheets of papers of words, feeling them like you're touching some extravagant place like your lover's torso. She felt sex every time she writes. The solid of pen, clean sheets of white, of her veins, of this, her body. The artifact of her being touching herself, like she touches the dictionary, closing her eyes and whispering incantations of words. Her body is her metaphor, the tangents of her fragments leading to every other road. And people never lived there. Everyone just seemed to arrive and leave messages on the palms of her hand, written in black permanent marker. She is a mural of how they feel. fleshed out and incarnate with their scope of anonymous honesty. The hideously gorgeous ones that hangs around and find her as a home in gloom and in ruins. A providence of these types of women, the swagger of hiding in crevices, of eyes on buses, of strangers with no last name, replaced by stories, and how it hurts to hear. Said with a smile of knowing violence without malice and half-breaths, and that slow dances that held her in mid-air.